It was a fun affair, and many of the delegates who were there to commemorate the event received cufflinks. Very nice gift from Crucian Rum. And in other news, this weekend, you can eat some delicious food to help support the Virgin Islands Police Department as well. News Channel 8's Wes Small has this story.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. It's going to be Police Week on May 9th. I'm here with Deputy Police Chief Chris Howe and, of course, Machine. We all know him. Lorraine Chicken Shack, the best pollo on the island. And Machine, thanks a lot. We understand that Sunday, that you're doing a great thing for the VIPD. We understand Sunday, all the dinners, all the lunches, all the food goes to Police Week and the proceeds.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to get back to you on that. We're also going to get a little Espanol translation. But Deputy Police Chief Howe, what does this mean? And by the way, is it locally or is it nationally going to be Police Week?
It's nationally Police Week. Comes every year around about this time, starting on May 9th. The purpose of Police Week is obviously to honor officers that were killed in the line of duty and recognize officers who have done extraordinary feats over the last year, and we've got our fair share of them. And as you've indicated, Majing has helped us out here at Lorraine Chicken Shack. We're going to be having a fundraiser coming up on Sunday. All the proceeds from Chicken Shack for food that's sold on Sunday will go directly into the Police Week fund. So
that's a great thing. See, you're dying to get in here.
No.
Listen, man, you've always been close. On a serious note, your family has been in law enforcement, man. You've always been a great corporate and citizen sponsor to the VIPD and what's going on. What does this mean to the community, man, when you do things?
I appreciate the community understand that we love the police department and we have to help them.
They put their lives on the line.
Yeah, they're doing it for us.
And I'm almost sorry to say this and scared to say this, but we've had good news on Channel 8 recently, and I'm very glad about that the news is not that hard, and knock on wood, of course. Can you put a little Spanish translation for our brothers and sisters in Espanol for the weekend?
Nos estamos invitando a que vengan aquí el domingo para compartir con el departamento de la policía y ayudar a cooperar con ellos.
All right. Short and sweet, but the gist of it is that it's all for the men and women in blue as they lay their lives down. And Police Chief, Deputy Chief Howe, maybe some final words on what this means as people pass through on Sunday and they get a meal and it goes to you guys for National Police Week.
Well, yeah, it's a big boost in the arm for the Police Week committee. I mean, all the funding for Police Week to celebrate it comes from private donation, and that's historically how it's been. So anybody that comes out, they buy some food on Sunday. I just want to in advance thank everybody at Lorraine Chicken Shack. Of course, you've already mentioned that Majing's been a sponsor of the police department. He supports his officers, and we're asking the community to do the same. They come out and support their officers, recognize those officers who have paid the ultimate price in order for them to protect their lives. So.
Sounds good. And you know, if you can't make it this weekend out here and you still want to volunteer or found out how you could donate something to the VIPD, then why don't you give them a call, 778-2211, or you can always ask for Melody Rames in the investigation unit with Deputy Police Chief, Deputy Chief Howe. All right, at Lorraine Chicken Shack with Machine, Espanol, La Pollo, lo mejor por la policía.
Estamos aquí.
Okay, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8, La Ocho.
Just a few hours left to file your taxes. Stay with us on Channel 8. Well, tonight is your deadline for filing taxes. News Channel 8's Wes Small, also filing his taxes, joins us there.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Well, today is the day, April 15th, midnight tonight. And people are handling it pretty much in stride. I can tell you this, though. Remember when Jerome and I were here before, people were pretty much willing to come on camera and say, oh, everything's going smooth. I'm happy to be alive. Well, today, I'm not finding too many people who are happy to go on camera. But I'm going to still try. I hold in my hand now the 9465 form. And if you owe money and you don't have the money to pay, you can still get it stamped, and they can make out a payment schedule. So this is a very important form. These ladies here are all ready to help you out. They're answering and fielding a lot of your problems. I do know that the director is on St. Thomas today, but everything is going pretty smooth up here. VIPD's up here, and everything's running nice and smooth. Look, they got you under the tent. So a lot of your questions and services can actually be answered before you go upstairs to the Internal Revenue Bureau. Hey, how you doing? You got those taxes in? Maybe you want to say a few words? See, like I said, the other day people were pretty much cooperating. But today, as we have, hey sir, can I get a few words from you about the no, right? I feel you. See, for some reason, as we have like a few hours to go, no one wants to come on camera and talk about their taxes. I find that pretty funny, actually. But at least we're trying to beat the deadline. So with that, I'm going to get out of people's business and just tell you that they will be open tonight. Hey, ladies, how late are we open tonight? Until 9 o'clock, and they all said it in sync. They're very well trained. We are here near Sunny Isle and Internal Revenue Bureau. And like I said the other day, a lot of people were giving me conversation, but today, I'm a man alone. And this form will help out a lot of you. It's an installment agreement request form, and they're right over there. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
There's a new facility near Coral Bay on St. John to deal with the drainage situation. Let's take a look.
Along with the governor, Darrell Smalls, and other officials, and leading this off was, of course, Samuel Rash. He's the Deputy Assistant Administrator for Regulatory Programs for NOAA. And
it's my hope that the efforts of this Recovery Act project set a foundation for future watershed opportunities and efforts within the U.S. Virgin Islands, and also as a model for other efforts around, not only around the Caribbean, but around other areas. This topography is not all that different from similar issues we have in the Pacific Islands like Hawaii and in the Pacific Northwest with steep hills and sediments coming into streams. So what we learn here, we want to use nationwide.
It really is a pleasure for me to be here today to kick off what I think is a extremely important project within Coral Bay, on the island of St. John, but much more importantly within the Virgin Islands. One that will hopefully, and quite frankly, I'm sure will be a tremendous success in terms of researching and mitigating the damages on our coral reefs. As I was coming out here this morning, it made me realize why so many people come to the Virgin Islands. Over 1.8 million that come on our ships and over 500,000 that come through the airlines, the majority of which come to the island of St. John with respect to overnight guests, and many that just come here because many times I think we lose the fact that this is a very beautiful place and some place that we have to figure out a way to maintain the pristineness of it and the natural beauty that's associated with it. At the same time, it is taking place with a dynamic that has to do with development and growth, but at the same time to make sure that we maintain what is the most charming about our location and most importantly, what we all find most attractive. The fact that 1.4 million has been disbursed and approved by NOAA to the Coral Bay community, I think, is Community Council in conjunction with the Virgin Islands Resource Development and Council is a tremendous effort towards that objective. It's an objective that shows that through our efforts we can mitigate the sedimentation that's going into our waters at the same time as we address that of development. And we understand the push and the pull that takes place with development, but at the same time we have to recognize what in fact makes St. John and makes Coral Bay a part of it very special. The other 1.7 million that will be spent between Fish Bay and at the east end of St. Croix is again another example of the projects that will take place here. But at the same time, as we begin to implement this project and we look at the development that will take place with the National Park Service, our stimulus projects, we have to keep in mind that as we move forward, all that we're trying to achieve, that of economic development, that of employment, that of measured growth that we're hoping to achieve. We hope that our hiring of a principal planner for the island of St. John will play a role in that development, that that person will be as engaged as possible to make sure that it proceeds in a way that is most advantageous to this community.
In St. Thomas, Lee Carl for News Channel.